All right, welcome back to 8.2. I know it says Chapter 12 vocab on top. We work close with Algebra 3 and the stuff that they're covering, so some of the things get mixed in a little bit. So this is 8.2 notes. Yesterday we talked about arithmetic sequences, basically linear equations, linear patterns going up and adding or subtracting the same amount every time. Today we're going to talk about a series, right? Arithmetic series versus sequence. A series is the sum of all the terms of an arithmetic sequence. So yesterday we practiced on writing the formula. How can you find the 100th term given the pattern 1, 3, 5, 7, 9? Here are the terms of the sequence. Today we are going to work on what it means to be a series. The series is just adding them. So if it's a nice like 5 numbered sequence, you can go ahead and just easily add them up. Okay, we're going to work on adding things up. Maybe if there were 15 terms, 20 terms, 100 terms, how that's going to look. So you don't have to write it all the way out, finding each term. All right, so a couple things we're going to look at. The formula is n. N is the number of terms, just like it was yesterday. Okay, T1 is the first term. And then Tn is the last term, or if it says find the sum of the first 17 numbers, then that would be the 17th term, so the last term. Okay, so first term added to the last term, multiply it by n, divide by 2. Then we get into this funky looking thing here, summation notation, right? This E, anytime you see this E, we call this summation notation. It might say just find, and they give you the information just in the directions find, and it has that. You need to understand that this is asking you to add, find the sum. All right, so that's why it's called summation notation. So the way this is going to work, you're going to see a couple things on the top and the bottom. It's going to tell you what number we're starting from, what term we're starting from down here at the bottom. And then this up here on the top is telling us at what term are we stopping at. Most of the time you're going to see k is equal to 1. Starting at the first term, stopping at the whatever term it is on the top. So it's just a matter of getting used to seeing that. And then right next to the summation part, the E, is going to be the formula that we're going to use. Okay, so we'll get to that here in a sec. All right, so use the formula for an arithmetic series to find the sum. Again, here are the first 4 terms. You can easily add them up into the calculator. I get that, but we're just showing you how to use the formula. All right, so our formula is, not T, but it's SM is equal to N. First term plus, in this case, there's 4 terms, so the 4th term divided by 2. All right, T1 is 13, T4 is 25, N is 4. Take the values, we would take 13 plus 25, multiply it by 4, and then just divide it by 2. Okay, so 13 plus 25 times 4 divided by 2 gives you a grand total of 76. All right. Not bad so far. All right. Again, you could have done 13 plus 17 plus 21 plus 25, got 76. Here's a little different. All right. We want to find out the sum of the 25 terms of this pattern. Well, we don't know the 25th term. Right? So you could go 3, 12, 21, 30, keep adding. That's right, 9 every time to get to the end. Well, that's going to take us forever, right? So our formula, to find the 25th term, we want to know the number of terms, the first term, in this case the 25th term, we're going to divide it by 2. So if we make our little note sheet over on the side, figure out what we have, what we need to find out. We know that there are 25 terms. We know the first term was 3, right? That's that guy there. We want to find the 25th term, which we worked on yesterday, right? That formula that we worked on yesterday, the 25th term is equal to the first term. The first term plus n minus 1, which is 25 minus 1 times the common difference of 9. We're just taking that formula that we did yesterday, doing the math, we get 219. So now we have all three parts that we need. You just take and plug them into the equation. So we got 25 is the number of terms, 3 plus 219 divided by 2. Do the math, 5,552. If you don't believe me, okay, go through, find the 25 terms there are, add them all together. All right, that would be wasting your time. Go ahead, do it this way, right? Use that formula. That's why it's there. Get used to it, because some of us are going to just try to, because we know it's linear, we can easily find patterns, right? It's comfortable for us, but in the end, it's, holy cow, time consuming if we're going to find out all 25 terms, adding them all together. All right, and then here's the summation notation part. Again, this is the first term. This is telling us where we're starting. We want the first term. We're going to term 25. All right, we want to add up the first term all the way through the 25th term. Again, we're going to use that formula, S25 then, because we have 25 terms. N times term 1 plus term 25 divided by 2. All right, well, N is 25. First term, we don't know, and the 25th term, we don't know. But what we do have is we have our explicit formula right here. So we're going to take and plug in 1 to find the first term. And then we're going to take that same formula and we're going to plug in 25 to get our values that we need. So then when we go through and do the math, we're going to get 4. And we're going to get negative 44. All right. First of all, you got to ask yourself, does this make sense? Should I get a negative number? And again, if we're looking here, the 0th term is 6, and we are subtracting 2 every time. 6 minus 2 is 4, which is the first term, right? And then plug in 2, plug in 3, plug in 4, plug in 5. You can go ahead and find all 25. But yes, our pattern is going down. We're going down by 2 each time, starting at the 0 term of 6, right? So now we have everything we need. We're just going to take now and, I don't know if that's going to work out, so we'll go a darker color. Okay, 25 times the first term plus the last term divided by 2, and we get negative 500. All right, go ahead, you guys try. Pause that video, and then I will do the work for you. Okay, so again, we know there are 17 terms, so we want to find S17. We need to know the first term. We need to know the 17th term. We're going to divide it by 2. So make a note of everything we have. We know N is 17. We know the first term is 13. We don't know the 17th term. So we're going to do the formula we worked on yesterday for explicit. The first term plus N minus 1 times the common difference. Looks like we're going down by 6. All right. Type in the math and you get negative 83. So now we have all the values that we need. Plug them into our formula. 17 times 13 plus negative 83, all divided by 2. Plug all that stuff in the calculator. We get a grand total of negative 595. Go down to summation notation. We're starting at term 1, going to term 21. So we want to find S21. And again, we need to know term 1 and we need to know term 25. Divide it all by 2. Well, N is 21. Term 1 is going to be 4 times 1 plus 2, which is 6. Term number 21 is going to be 4 times 21 plus 2, which is 86. So we're going to do 21 times 6 plus 86 divided by 2, which gives you a grand total of 966. So I apologize yesterday for the long video. Summation done. All right, so we're adding things up. Just make sure this weird looking E thing, when you want to find the first term, you have to plug in 1. If you want to find the 21st term, you have to plug in 21. Okay, so make sure you're doing that math. Be ready for your test on exponentials and logs tomorrow. Have a good day.